So recently, the devs gave us information regarding the future of Apex, a lot of information about Season 25 and what can be expected, along with some sad news about a new legend coming to the game. So let's talk about all of that and more in today's video. First of all, the developers did a Reddit Ask Me Anything, and they answered a bunch of questions regarding Apex, and one question people asked was, will we see Fade and Rhapsody in Apex Legends? Now, unfortunately, one of the developers responded saying there are currently no plans to add the Mobile Legends to Apex. Sad news when we've recently had leaks showing Fade's upcoming abilities, as he is apparently a work in progress for the main game of Apex. Well, to be honest, I'm not going to believe what the devs are saying here, because I doubt they'd let things on so early, especially since it will be a while before we see Fade. They will likely not tell us he's on the way. And it's clear that Apex likes its surprises, recently with the Launch Royale game mode, where they gave us no teasers right until the season updated. They like to keep things under wraps. So actually, I don't think this necessarily is that sad news, because sources have revealed that Fade's abilities are a work in progress, and in the main game, they're testing things like his Void Reflex passive, where he enters a void state before getting knocked, just like in the Rift Relic mode. We also have his tactical Dephase Rewind, the classic rewind ability, which we all know, and the ultimate phase chamber, which sends players in its radius into the void, and it also marks these enemies. And there were also some perks, apparently. His level 2 perks would give him a longer rewind distance, along with lower cooldowns and a speed boost while using his passive. And the level 3 perks were a bigger phase chamber radius, longer void time, and enemies marked even after exiting the phase chamber. And I think all the signs do actually point to Fade becoming a legend, despite the devs saying this, trying to keep it under wraps. It will probably be a while till we see it. Legend releases are slowing down more and more as the game updates, but we know that the devs like testing things in game modes before bringing them to the main game. And like I said, we've seen the Void Reflex passive literally tested in the Rift Relic mode. But while we're on the topic of Season 25, there's also more exciting things that the devs let on. So next season, we're going to see a huge revamp to the Skirmisher class. I mean, all of us kind of guessed this anyway. They've gone through all of the different legend classes, and these Skirmishers are last on the list to get a buff, a rework, and to take over in Season 25. So expect a Skirmisher takeover next season with additional new perks, like an entire revamp to the system. With all the buffs that other classes are getting at the moment, Skirmishers need some serious buffs, and honestly, I think they're going to do some crazy buffs to the movement. They're embracing movement at the moment. The Ash changes have been so good, and I think the developers are catching on. So Skirmishers' new perks are probably going to be pretty crazy when it comes to movement. And even some of these Skirmisher legends are also going to be receiving some adjustments and buffs themselves. Like Wraith will apparently be adjusted in Season 25. The devs commented saying she could be improved in the new world of Apex, so expect some adjustments soon. Alongside that, Pathfinder will also be getting some changes soon. Obviously, people aren't happy with his grapple changes. Now, the devs said that they don't plan to keep him down for long. They're looking at changes to reel his grapple back up. They've got some things that they're cooking. However, they might not revert this change, but instead, some other changes can be expected soon, and this will likely happen in Season 25. We're probably going to see a mega change for these Skirmisher legends, including specific legends like Pathfinder, or it might come sooner, like the mid-season update. But since I did mention the devs embracing movement, Yoritsuki did actually also reveal that there was a legend in the works at some point. Now, this may never see the light of day, but it definitely goes to show what the devs' mindset is on movement and new legends in Apex, because there was a new legend that they heard about from an inside source whose passive abilities allowed them to climb walls and remain there for a while, allowing them to shoot while staying in place. This does sound similar to Phantom, the old League legend, because they had a grapple ability that would pull them to a wall, but then also stick them onto the wall for a little while. And this character also had a tactical where they could throw a stone that upon hitting an enemy would cause knockback. And apparently they were described as having 4 arms, so maybe something like this Ben 10 character. But those kind of movement abilities would be such a cool addition to Apex given the current playstyle that people are enjoying. So actually some exciting things to come if any of this stuff sees the light of day. Now going back to the Reddit AMA, the devs gave some more information about some other legends, such as Seer. People were asking if Seer is going to get a buff soon. He's been very weak for a very long time, and the devs are aware that Seer is lying at the bottom. They say he's on their radar as a key target to revitalize soon. After the Assault and Skirmishers, we'll start looking into underperforming legends. We'll have him back on his feet soon. So, any Seer mains, if there's any of you left out there, this is a message to you. You're going to have to wait a pretty long time before we see buffs, because it sounds like they're going to be looking at specific legends mainly after these skirmisher buffs, because after the skirmisher buffs, they've kind of seen every single class, and then maybe they're going to do specific legend tweaks, and that's going to be their big selling point for future seasons, like season 26. We also have Caustic. People asked about Caustic changes, and the devs say the problem with Caustic is his balance lives on the edge of a knife. You give him minor tweaks to his gas, and it leads to frustration or obsolescence. So they have no plans for a full Caustic rework. They're not letting him fester and do plan to give him some love soon. However, a full rework is definitely not on the cards. Again, it sounds like these changes are probably going to come around the end of season 25 or season 26. I don't think anything crazy is going to happen in the near future. Apparently, some people asked about balancing the Nemesis, and the devs think that it's not overperforming in any way to warrant immediate changes, so don't expect any Nemesis changes. Now, one more thing before we take a look at the season 25 legend, because yes, a new legend is finally coming. Some people did also ask about if they're going to revisit the Controller and Recon legends, because these were buffed in season 22, but their changes were outclassed by the support and assault buffs, and honestly, the Controller and Recon legends, they kind of feel pretty weak in comparison. They didn't really receive as much love. The lead game designer did say they don't plan on revisiting these legends, but they did say that they will look at specific things. For example, the new change to the max level impacts the Controller legends perks greatly, and they've discussed looking into it, and they would like to tackle those. It's just a matter of priority and which one goes first, and it seems like their priority at the moment for season 25 is a new legend. They said, finally, yes, new legends are coming. Now, they said this plural, which is pretty nice, but I mean, we're going to be getting one new legend next season. Their game director has stated, though, that their focus has been on slowing down legend releases and changing the core experience more and more. And they lastly did hint at a legend mastery system. They said it's not something that they can talk about today, but some inside sources say that a legend mastery system might be on the way. So what's the new legend? Who is it? Well, we've talked about them before. It should be Artemis, and Thord and Smash did reveal some abilities from sources that they've heard so far. Now, it seems this legend is actually now called Sparrow, and maybe this name will also change again. But next season, we should be getting Sparrow, let's call them now. And I'm not sure what class they are, if they're a skirmisher or recon. But some of the leaked abilities were the passive being a buffed Ash data knife. So some kind of way of getting data about the other teams around the map in some way. Maybe after killing an enemy, kind of inspecting their death box or something. The tactical is supposedly a bear trap-like ability, which can basically give bleed and slow to enemies caught in it. Now, I feel like in a game like Apex, which does have quite a good amount of movement in it, I feel like a bear trap might be quite underwhelming. It's probably not just going to be something that lies on the ground. It's probably going to be a revamped version of such a thing that probably covers a larger area. And they're even considering making it silence legend abilities as well. And the ultimate should be a crossbow, a reworked version of the Scorpion C80 crossbow that was leaked many seasons ago. Many years ago now as well. This crossbow basically had 2 fire modes. It could be like a fully automatic crossbow, or it also had explosive shots. Now, these explosive shots will apparently take up the entire magazine of this, and it will be a weapon a bit like Vantage's sniper. Of course, a lot of this is subject to change, but at the same time, in Season 25, we should also be getting an Olympus map update that has been teased for quite a while. A lot of the different POIs should be changing, and also the Bocek should be coming out of the care package and use sniper ammo, and I mean, we saw that in an image for Season 24 as well. So all of this stuff makes sense to be coming next season, and apparently the Legend Mastery system might be on the way, like I said. The current Spotlight passes are apparently supposed to test that, but with how greedy they've been with these Spotlight passes, I honestly don't really care what this Mastery system's going to be. I doubt it's going to be anything that rewarding, knowing EA. But anyway, that's it from me, guys. Let me know your thoughts on a lot of these updates. Honestly, Season 25 does sound exciting. A new legend finally coming to the game will be a lot of fun, in my opinion. And also, don't necessarily lose hope on Fade not coming to the game. It's sad that the devs said they have no plans for it, but honestly, I don't take their word for it. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.